Hey, what's up, guys? Cupcake Menace, and this is a different thing that I did for reaching 100 subscribers. I'm glad we did, and I know I'm late because I've got now 119 subscribers, as far as I know myself, and that's just crazy. But I had like 105 subscribers one day, and like pretty much the next day it was 112. Then today it was 119. So I couldn't really keep up with it. So I'm sorry. You guys are doing awesome though, cause like 119, amazing. I like I said. Oh my gosh, I did something. Like I said, I wanted to do like the 100 thing, but it slipped my mind. But it didn't slip my mind. I just didn't get to it in time for it to just be 100. Because the next day it was 105. The next day it was 106. And then, like I said, 112. And then 119 today. So, thank you guys for all the support. Today, we're working on a redo of my Mettaton. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. If you go back in my channel far enough, you'll see that 2 years ago I drew Mettaton from Undertale. And it's not pretty. So, what I want to tell you guys right now is I'm no way an expert, but this is just an example of what I want to help you guys, how I want to help you guys. I mean, I guess I could make tutorials on how to do specific things in the future, but I'm not one to try to objectify a certain way to do something. So instead of doing that, and some of you guys in the comments have been asking for help and wanting advice from me. So instead of doing that, I thought I'd take an idea from a friend of redoing this. Hi, friend, if you're watching, you know who you are. I'd take an idea of a friend from redoing the Mettaton and show you how you can reflect on your art, look back on your art, and fix it. Or before you finish it, take a step back, look at it, fix it. Now, of course, this is 2 years later, so I'm a lot better than I was. I can definitely say. First thing I basically noticed was wrong with Mettaton here was his anatomy, and the pose was awkward as well. So that's what I decided to fix in the first bit, and I'll let you guys watch me fix that bit now. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that this will be what do you call that? This will be like split up into different sections, and this whole thing will be split up into different sections. So I'll fast forward something, and then I'll come back to you when I've gotten another thing that was wrong with the other drawing. So now I'm beginning to work on Mettaton's anatomy and pose, and you can watch that now. So now I've decided to work on Mettaton's face, and the reason why is because the face I did years ago, just the details didn't look right, they didn't sit right with me. So the face was the next part. It's not that the face was completely terrible, unlike the anatomy and pose, but it's just that it's something I felt it need to be worked on. So that's what I did next. I messed around with the face, and also the hair, because the hair is pretty bad too. The hair didn't make sense, and yeah. So Also, if you see me go back to the drawing a lot, it's because I'm just like using my old drawing as a reference of what not to do, even though I'd probably be fine without that. I just wanted to do that, so I keep going back to the old drawing. But yeah, anyway, here's the part where I fix the face and hair. As you're watching the next part, keep in mind that my dumb self forgot that I did all the details in this segment of the video. So it's not just the hair and the face, it's all the details in this segment. I felt that most of them need to be worked on. Why do I keep saying worked on, and fixed. So that's what I did in this segment, not just hair and face. Sorry about that. Anyway, continue watching. At this point, line art was my biggest priority because after all the big chunky things we had to get out the way, line art was pretty bad. It was fuzzy and it was thick, and if you know me, I'm not a thick line art person now. And it was inconsistent and I hated it. So what I did was basically, like I said, I like thin line art now, so I basically made the line art thinner. I also, and that's basically the way I do this. A lot of people question how I do line art and how my line art is so quote unquote perfect. The way I do line art is I learned this from a Photoshop tutorial thing, a drawing in Photoshop thing, and I didn't know that's how most artists did their line art. Basically, you do really fast strokes and you just redo that line over and over again with the undo button, and you just keep redoing it until you finally get the line right. It's easier to make the line fast because it makes your hand not wobble as much. If you try to chase, I keep saying chase. My mouth does not agree with me right now. If you keep trying to retrace over your sketch slowly, your hand is going to falter. And in traditional drawing, that's not too much of a problem because you can steady your hand on the paper. But in digital drawing, it's a huge problem because any few pixels out of line will just mess up the drawing. So that's what I do to make my line art so clean and crisp. Now everybody knows my secret. JK. Why did I say that out loud? I sounded so stupid right there. Anyway, yeah, this audio is not being edited at all, so you get to see me say I'm stupid over and over again. But yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm not perfect, and no, there's no secrets I hold that I won't share with you guys. So yeah, this next segment is just me doing the line art. Alright, now my next thing is, next thing I did was obviously color. the easiest way to color is to, if you have clean enough line art. My line art is, I don't know, I was gonna say it's pretty clean, but it doesn't really have to be extremely clean line art. The lines just have to touch each other so it makes a complete circle or whatever, or a complete shape, so that the computer can detect it, makes a complete shape, and fill it in with the select. So the easiest way to color in is select all the areas you need to at that moment, and then just color it your solid base color, and then then do that to all the segments in your drawings, and then after that you shade. Now, another problem with the other drawing, it wasn't so much the colors, it was the shading that got me. The shading was really soft, and soft shading is fine if you like it. I now prefer to do hard shading, or a combination of hard and soft shading, whichever I go. This one was a combination of hard and soft shading right now for me, because I did soft stuff. I could have done hard highlights too. I did hard highlights, soft highlights, and soft lighting on his quote-unquote skin. It's actually metal. Of course, Mettaton's an android, but as we all know. But I did that's how I color, basically. I just fill it in like a coloring book, stay in the lines with the select tool, and then I shade on top of it afterwards. So yeah, I use hard and soft shading. I use hard shading, and then like soft lighting in areas, and then I ended up using hard lighting, which I never do at all. So that was an experience for me. I ended up using hard lighting, so that was cool. But yeah, also, if you experience audio problems, I'm sorry. I'm listening back to these clips, and I know there's like some times where like the audio jacks itself up so much that you can't hear what I'm saying at that little moment. But trust me, I wouldn't be using the audio if I said anything important in those little segments. So anytime the audio messes up, it's not important. So now I'm gonna let you watch me finish coloring and shading the character. I wanted to take this opportunity to explain how I do hair, because I get a few comments, like quite a few comments, about how quote unquote, again I say quote unquote, perfect my hair is. And I also keep getting my mom also keeps telling me that my hair is like amazing. So I want to just clarify on how I actually do the hair, which is I think it's like my strong suit, my coup de grace, if you will, of my drawing abilities, because to me that's like my favorite thing to do, and I think that's something I'm really good at, is hair. So this is how I do this. In traditional, I basically just take a thin pencil, like basically like a mechanical pencil, or if you like traditional pencils, just sharpen it really good, and I basically take it and go pretty close to the same spot over and over again until it's faded out between where the base where I started and the part where I'm leaving for a highlight in the hair. In digital instead of traditional, you cannot make a single stroke and keep doing it. It just does not look as good. It doesn't fade out as well, and it's not as good. So what I'm doing here right now is basically, this is what I use to mimic the sharp pencil that's in real life. I use my marker tool in Paint Tool Say, or Sai, whichever it is, and the marker tool is set at 100% density, simple circle, no texture, 51 blending, and 82%. So those are the settings I use for my marker. And yeah, so this is just how I like to do my hair. I do like a first shade coat, and then I go in with a second darker shading coat so that it's got multiple depths of shading. But anyway, and I do that with the highlights on the hair too. So that's how I do my hair, for anybody who wanted to know. I'll get back to letting you watch the rest of the coloring process. Alright, so the last is update the background, and this is because I felt like it needed a pick-me-up. You'll see that I'll update the background in a second. I'm just doing a bit of extra coloring right here. And now here I am doing the background. So, yeah, it basically consists of what I think would be Mettaton stage. I don't know what you would think it'd be, but I did some MTT lights in the background, did all the wooding detail, which took a while, and I was in this wooding detail, but now I have to do it because I didn't do it on a separate layer. That's what happened. So yeah, that wooding detail, so each floorboard had to be different. It was terrible, but yeah, it made the picture look better, in my opinion. And after completing the background or the scene, I realized that it would have some different lighting effects on Mettaton's metal or whatever. So I put some highlights on his face and metal in different places accordingly. And yeah, that's basically the last thing I did. So I hope this video was informational, and at the end of this whole thing, I will express my love for everyone who has subscribed to the channel and made the channel as big as it is. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video while you can, because the next part gets sappy. Hey guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a bit long, but I wanted to give you guys what a lot of you were asking for the 100th subscriber thing. A lot of you were asking for tips and help, and I hope this helped. I hope showing you my mistakes and my past mistakes and different things would help you avoid those same mistakes, and I hope this me looking back on my art and fixing what was wrong with it would give you a helpful experience to look back on your own stuff and while you're in the middle of making it and creating it and see what's wrong with it. If you just take a step back and look at it, sometimes you'll see the proportions are wrong. Sometimes you'll see that it's not the color you wanted. So I just hope this helped with some of the struggles you guys might have been going through. So this is the part where it gets all sappy because I've been doing YouTube for almost 2 years now, and I never thought my channel would get big at all. But now I have, even if it's still a very small number, which to me it's not, like 100 is a lot, but even if it's a small number to people like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye, you know, it's just because I told you that my subscriber count is growing so much, like every day I pretty much keep getting 5. Ever since we hit like 70, I kept getting like pretty much at least 2 subscribers a day, which was amazing, awesome, amazing. I'm so glad the channel has come this far. Like I said, after 2 years, almost 2 years. It's gonna be 2 years, May 17th, if I'm not mistaken. But 2 years just being on YouTube, being with you guys, from people who've subscribed to me from the beginning to people who just came because of Antisepticeye. Antisepticeye is way popular, by the way, and a lot of my new viewers are coming from Antisepticeye, which I'm grateful for. But I also want other people to check out my other stuff, and hopefully some of you guys checked out Antisepticeye, were like, oh my gosh, that's awesome, and then, even though it wasn't, and then like checked out some of my other stuff, because I think a lot of my other stuff is kind of cool too. But yeah, like I said, I just, you know, it's heartwarming to see this all happen before me, and you know, I'm gonna stick by you guys. I'm gonna keep making videos. Like this week is spring break. I'm gonna try and keep pushing out videos this week so I can gradually release them, like probably maybe once a week or maybe twice a week if you're lucky and I get to record an extra thing. But I'm hoping to get as much work done as I possibly can. I have a video stored already. I just wanted to get this video out before I had the pre-recorded video out after that. I wanted to get this video out because as soon as I could, because I was already late and it's a really big project to do. It's 1:38 a.m. currently, and you know, I'm just trying to press hard for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful, and I also hope that you guys will stick by me as much as I'm planning on sticking by you guys. I don't know if I could do this as a job. I don't think so, you know. It's just, it doesn't seem feasible, but you know, maybe one day. But yeah, I don't mean to get all sappy here. I'm so excited for what's gonna come to the future. You guys made this channel grow. You guys did all this. The only thing I've been doing is basically making videos in my house and putting in all that I possibly could to entertain as many people out there as I could. And I'm glad people are enjoying it. So, thank you guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I got an extra video prepared for you, like I said. So, oh, also there's a darker player speed paint that I'm going to do. It's not the extra video prepared, but I'm going to do that, and it's going to be in my list of videos prepared as I go through spring break and keep making content. So yeah, you can subscribe to my channel. That should be right there. You can go watch the previous video, which should be up in the top right, and like I said, the subscribe button is in the bottom left. Yeah, just do what you want. Click on any one of these, or don't click on one at all. I don't care. Just, you know, do what makes you comfortable.